In just a few days of recording this, YouTube's last echo of the blood sports era will be celebrating its first anniversary. I know it seems like years, but only 12 months ago, freshly evicted conman PPP joined veteran punching bag Andy Warski to unleash upon the world their product. With the mantra of the house always wins, the Kino Casino premiered, and before the audience, already worn down, shell-shocked by a dead horse of a show format, could even ask the question why, the duo addressed the stated purpose of the show as well as making some hefty promises about the type of content the audience could expect in the future.
That I want to have some fucking fun.
That's it.
We gotta shake shit up. We're gonna have a good fucking show. We're gonna have topics every fucking week that are gonna try and be engaging and interesting for the audience. Because you guys have suffered enough horse shit, enough garbage in the 9:30 time slot, haven't you? The competition tonight is a pedophile debating a dollar store Mussolini,
What?
for fuck's sake.
Shut it down.
Get real. Shut it down.
Shut it down and open the Kino Casino. That's why we're open for business.
And of course, with the house always wins mentality very early on, just in the final quarter of the first show, seemingly for no reason whatsoever, Andy felt the need to expand and explain, maybe justify their use of YouTube's monetization scheme.
That's the thing, is if the Kino Casino stays open, every episode is fully planned. For example, today, 33 gigs worth of video. Everything planned. We have special edited videos, special guests we're going to introduce in a second here. We have graphics. We will be increasing production. This episode that you're watching right now was a total of $400 spent. You want to know why? You want to know why? I'm sick, and this is included with myself, my old show. I'm sick of these streams, low effort, same thing, same shit, day in, day out. Oh, let's watch Tucker. Let's talk about black people attacking people every day. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. We get
It's time to wake up.
Wake
We're
up.
sick and tired
Wake
of
the
listening to
fuck
fucking
up.
Joe Biden speeches, fucking Tucker Carlson clips, the lowest of the low.
Expanding on it the next week.
Yeah. Honestly, we had the 250 goal. Might raise it to about 3. But by the way, all this money, we're gonna split it, but a bunch of it will go into more production. We got more animations, more videos to put in between, more segments. This was just the first of many. And by the way, so Ashton and I are planning some possibly some extra shows, the back room gambling streams, the speakeasies, as they say, and
The High Roller Club.
the High Roller Club, because honestly, guys, Ashton, you and I, like you're a pal, and the chemistry's there. It's fun, and I'm so sick of these low effort streams.
Moving on the third show, Andy and PPP would introduce their special subscription paywall service on the Gum Road, again with promises of a particular style and quality of content.
And by the way, everyone, we have something to introduce to you all high rollers out there. We now have the Kino Casino official Gum Road. It's the first link down there. We have classic Warski, classic PPP. We have extra shows, extra commentaries, tons of extra content. 4 videos.
I like to feel a dick inside me.
4 videos already uploaded there, and we're going to be having some behind the scenes only for the people who are willing to, be part of the High Rollers Club. And the more members that we have, the more content that we'll bring you all. And it keeps the show going every single week. And the content, the side stuff, is fucking lit. I'll tell you all that right now.
There's going to be some lit shit. There's going to be a live show just for Gumroad members. The speakeasy. It's going to be the back room where you're going to get a higher level of personal interaction with PPP and Warski.
Whoa.
You're going to be able to send in your video submissions. We'll cover them. Shit like this. So it's exciting times. Perhaps we'll be launching the biggest problem in the multiverse in the future. Biggest problem in the multiverse there, podcast.
Some new shows.
Totally original, new concept, never been done before, where we'll be bringing each other to the table. The biggest problem in the multiverse, you, the Gumroad subscribers, will decide who had the biggest problem in the multiverse there. Fuck you, Vito. Fuck you, Diddler Dax. You pieces of shit. We'll do it 20 times better than Maddox and Dick ever did. Fuck them.
The year chugged along, and from what I recall, there's only 3 memorable plot lines, and they all blend into each other. There was Andy is going to box somebody's story, which, let's face it, it's not new. This is something he did 4 years ago, when Tonka saw bitched out of a fight, leaving Andy with a pretty respectable win, I guess, for simply showing up to the event. However, this time, when Ethan Ralph pussied out because he couldn't stop himself from dropping the N-bomb for 2 months, even though that's what he'd been doing on YouTube for years, Keemstar found a replacement, and things went pretty much as you would expect. The next story was Andy, fresh off his humiliating loss to Salt Poppy and his depressed descent into alcoholism that, once covered by Medicare and others, led to his fake. This is possibly double fake, like where Andy didn't know about it, firing by PPP.
I didn't want to have to fucking do this. It's a sad day. But you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. You gotta take it more seriously. And man, I fucking staked a lot on you, Andy. I'm just so disappointed, dude. That's all. That's all. I'm just disappointed. I'm not here to spill your secrets. I'm not here to snake you. I'm just calling that out for what it is, which is bullshit. It's unfair to me, unfair to the audience, unfair to our donators. Makes me look retarded. It gives our enemies victories. Gives Ralph a big win. Gives Godwinson a big win. I can't defend it. I will not sweep it up.
Followed eventually by a groveling and uncomfortable statement.
Now, I want to just make a statement here. Obviously, all the craziness over the last few weeks. Me and Ashton went back and forth a little, you know. And here's what I'll say. It looked bad that I bent over, but I was drinking wine. Okay, that's the truth. But the problem is, whatever I was doing, I was getting fucked up on stream. And the thing was, after the fight happened, I was like, hey, it's, you know, time for vacation, right? So I started drinking almost every day. You could even ask Ashton. When I was at his place filming Bog Hog, like, I was fucking drinking, right? Almost every day for like 2 weeks. Drinking. Looking at myself on that stream, I was just incoherent. I'm low energy. I'm not paying attention. I wasn't helping Ashton with the prep, all this shit. So for the last 2 weeks, I've just gone no drinking, smoking a little weed at night to sleep, but whatever. I'm fine on weed. But the alcohol, like, I've been feeling great. I've been hitting the gym back up. I've been actually editing a bunch of videos for another channel I have planned as well. Me and Ashton, we're doing like show prep. We're now scheduling everything. So I want to thank you all for the concern of my health and my mental well-being, as well as I shouldn't be fucked up on streams because I'm just like lazy. I'm low energy. I'm just fucking, right? Just pounding this fucking boxed wine, feeling like shit, not hitting the gym. So, yeah. So I feel great now. I feel fucking fantastic. It's funny how 2 weeks of not drinking, you're just like, oh yeah, I remember. I had a brain for a bit. I had energy. Oh, I'm waking up not having diarrhea.
Well, exactly, Andy. Some people would debate the brain part, but fuck those people. We love you, Andy. It's good to have you back on the fucking show. It's good to be back in the fucking driver's seat.
Yeah, man.
Putting content together for you guys.
Oh.
We hope you guys like it and can forgive the brief interruption of retardation that's been going on for the last week.
I'm so sorry,
but
guys.
at least it was something exciting. You had the live poll
I swear to God, look, I was pissed. When you made your fucking stream about me, I was like fucking seething. In Discord, I was like, fucking that. I'm going to piss on him when I see him, all this stuff. But then we met up. We went for fucking sushi or whatever. And then I had been sober for like 5 or 6 days. I got a haircut. I shaved my fucking beard. And I was like, Ash, I'm feeling great. And now it's like, I feel like $1 billion. And I've been editing some fucking funny shit. Anyway, sorry about that brief moment of retardation. But it was a great reminder that even though I'm off the hard stuff, alcohol, like people were saying this, it's so true. You feel, oh, I'm off the hard stuff, whatever. But alcohol is tricky. It's like a trick. It's like, oh, but you're off the fucking, nah, but if you're drinking every day, it's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing.
It's honestly like worse in some fucking ways.
It is.
Because it's so normalized. It's so casual to just, oh, I'm just going to have a beer or 2 beer. And the reality is it's never just 2 fucking beer. It's 6, 7, 8 fucking beer or 2 bottles of wine or whatever the fuck. But anyway, it doesn't fucking really matter, folks. We're here to fucking do a show for you guys here tonight.
Hell yeah.
And,
welcome.
By the way, fun fact, there was actually a whole episode without Andy after Andy had been quote-unquote fired. If you look for it now, it's gone. It's quietly been swept under the rug. Remember that thing that happened? It didn't. And then the last plot line blends seamlessly into this one. However, this was more of a side story as it played mostly on PPP's personal channel and his former partner Godwinson's channel. And let's just call this the Carolean Age arc. Many of the videos from this arc are simply missing. Godwinson's channel was nuked. Whether this was a false flag operation, no one really knows, so we are going to have to rely on my wet-brained memory for an account. I have attempted to recreate what I am almost certain happened. This is a live Godwinson news alert. We will be looking into the magic flame to divine the truth. And that truth is that PPP never wanted to do a show with Warski. The plan was always to get Warski's grifters on board and to replace him with me.
Godwinson sounds like a bitch. He sounds like a woman that's been broken up with. I gave Godwinson $800.
The real PPP froze to death in a cabin. What you see now is a pale imitation, a simulacrum.
Me and Godwinson had a pact. I don't say anything bad about you. You don't say anything bad about me. And I took it to heart. But he took my money. And he's like a woman. And he's acting like a woman.
And who would have believed it the whole time? Medica Masochist was Andy's transgender father.
I like Andy. We are genuinely friends. Godwinson was a friend, but now he's acting like a bitch.
PPP and I would always flag each other's channels just to get the drama started, and now he's flagging my channel. I couldn't have flagged my channel. That's impossible.
Godwinson didn't even send me a card for my birthday, and oh my goodness, based Harvey Weinstein for $8. He says the casino is now open.
We're having a lot of fun here in Kino Casino.
Over the year, they also released a short film, I guess, and it was just...
Hey everyone, we're here in Louisiana, in Ralph's Bog. And do we have a surprise for you, Ralph?
Take a look at this, Ralph. Right in your family's land, right in the swamp here in Louisiana. It's the Kino Casino flag. And you'll never find it, Ralph. It's planted. We own this bitch now, Ralph.
It's basically our land.
You'll never find it. You'll never remove it, Ralph. We got you, buddy. Now let's get this treasure, Andy.
Let's get the treasure. We have no clues besides that it's in here.
It's kind of like stinks of fucking hobo piss.
Bro, it smells like Maker's Mark.
Like liquor.
Do you smell that?
Like liquor and like dirty hobo.
Yeah.
You smell that? It's like a faint hint of pepperoni combo. Whoa. You hear that?
Which is actually surprising, because just a decade earlier, Andy Warski managed to write and direct a feature-length movie called Dark Fist. I keep forgetting to do a movie review on it, but in short, and spoiler alert, it was good for what it is. Out of the era's YouTube movies, it's one of the best. It's certainly better than Space Cop or Kick-Assia, so it's kind of messed up that this was as poorly made as it was. I digress. Let's try to answer the question of whether or not Kino Casino lived up to any of the expectations they had stated in the beginning. Did they put the money back into the show in order to produce more segments and animations? Sort of. In the beginning, it certainly appears that they had the intention to, and during the second episode, the Fuck Ralph Festival, they had multiple segments.
Josh from Kiwi Farms, are you there, buddy? Do you hear us?
I love Pizza Day. It helps me cope with all my problems. Oh, I love watching Chantal videos.
Josh?
No.
Josh.
What the fuck? Get out of here. You're ruining my Pizza Day.
Like, he wanted on. He wanted on. Like, I don't know why he's getting mad that we put him, like, all right, I guess.
Really, what it comes down to is it's far more fun to fuck with Ethan Ralph than it is to watch a show. Well, don't feel bad for him. Ethan Ralph is an obnoxious, thin-skinned, and soy-filled bitch. I know people have tried to offer him advice about his conduct, actual friendly advice, and it all culminates with them being banned and blocked. I myself have given him lots of genuine advice.
But over time, these became more and more rare, being reserved for special episodes with a tremendous amount of buildup. What about having fun and avoiding talking about the same shit day in and day out? Did they avoid doing that? That is a hard no. A simple look at the archive of their 75 live videos shows 30 cover IP2, 40 cover Ethan Ralph, and 45 cover Nick Fuentes, and that is judging just by the titles. I challenge anyone to find an episode that doesn't cover one of these subjects. As for the same thing day in, day out, that is a big X. Can you imagine 40 episodes of Ethan Ralph? Oh, Andy's here.
All right.
Hey, Andy, what's up with the fixation on Ethan Ralph?
There was a time where the grunt has changed everyone's life.
Well, that makes sense. Thank you, Andy. Anything else to plug?
Pedophiles rise up.
What? No. Get out of here, Andy. Go. What the fuck, man? As for the Gumroad, I can't cover it. I'm not a subscriber. I don't know what's there, but from what we've seen and heard about it, from those who are subscribers, it's simply them watching reality television behind a paywall. And finally, the thing that has been peppered throughout, the most common criticism of the Kino Casino is the aggressive monetization. I don't need to make fun of it. The King of Sting has done a perfect job, as you can't get through 5 minutes of the show without being interrupted by
Medicare Masochist with the $12. $12? Oh my goodness, that's a real church amount!
But this is not uncommon of the genre at all. What is also not uncommon, but usually a bit more hidden, is the cynicism behind the monetization.
So be it. I don't know, man. The Kino Casino is for me to make money. I thought I'd make more money with Warski than with you. That's the business decision I made. You can cry about it. You can be as upset about it as you want to be. But that's the decision I made. And that's it. That's it. What else, folks, what else do you want me to address? And, you know, one of the only opportunities available to me at that time, because I didn't want to take the vaccine and I couldn't get work from home, was to start grifting. And I knew Andy knew how to make money. And I called Andy up and Andy helped me get started. He fucking got me equipment.
I sent him like all this money and stuff.
And when we did start to make money and everything, you know, was going well and I went to pay him back,
I said no.
He said no. He said don't, you know.
Look,
but times change and people change.
A hardcore fan may try to say that this is irony. This is PPP and to a lesser extent Andy trying to give a blank ammunition to their detractors, but those people are not aware of the implications of the simple fact that these guys are Canadians. Canadians are different than ordinary people in most of the civilized world. Canadians' only defining cultural characteristics is that they are not Americans. Meanwhile, all their cultural artifacts are nearly identical copies of American artifacts. Canadians suffer greatly from this, and they are forced to be themselves, but not themselves at all times. There's also a generational trauma as Canadians have to deal with a horror such as the existence of hidden mass graves of Indigenous peoples hidden in public areas, an unusually high rate of serial killings, disappearances, unsolved murders, an epidemic of opioid use, and to make things worse, many Canadians live within driving distance of Brantford, Ontario. Due to this collective trauma and the absence of an identity, cognitive dissonance becomes the standard background in the thoughts of a Canadian mind as it adopts 3, 4, 5, 10 layers of irony. A Canadian person can hardly be said to exist at all. You may look at them, you may see them, but more often than not, there's no one there. This is how in one breath PPP can dictate and virtue signal Christian values while bragging about being a con artist and a glutton. It's not hypocrisy or irony, it's the absence of a being. So does the house always win? Let's take a look at it this way. If they want to do a money grab, great. And I simply don't understand who the show is for then. Who's out there and who is watching week after week?
Pedophiles, right?
Get the fuck out of here, Andy.